In this video, we're going to continue to build the main wing of the Satellite 1000, but first, we're going to have a little commercial because this video is brought to you by Satellite City. That was fun. I'll put a link in the description to the YouTube channel for Satellite City. There's some really good videos on their channel. It is the founders of Satellite City, Bob and Bill Hunter. They started Satellite City to get Superglue to the modeling industry, specifically the airplane modelers. They're known for the Satellite series model airplanes. Similar to this 1000, there's a 600, there's a 1300, several different designs they came up with. So I decided to make this half scale because I've never built a model airplane before. I'm using pine instead of balsa wood, so I figured I'd just start out half scale. And this is a demonstration of what the Superglue can do from Bob and Bill Hunter.
I'm going to use a little hot shot here to prime two of the parts. And they're good for about,
5 minutes?
5-7 minutes or so, yeah. The hot shot doesn't need to be wet or anything. You can do it 5 minutes ahead of time, no sweat.
A little bit of super tea on there and press it together lightly. Set it aside.
Now we're going to go over to the vise much quicker than we did in the last tape because we've used hot shot. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised to see that the bond strength is dramatically increased.
Even greater than before, which was terrific.
This is a maple motor mount stock, and it, of course, gave way.
Split the maple motors mount stock end to end, of course.
That was Bob and Bill Hunter, the founders of Satellite City. And what they were trying to show is that the joint would not break. The glue would not give up. It was always the wood that broke first. So I'm assembling the wing and the diagonal ribs and spars and leading edge, trailing edge. I tried to follow the drawings as close as I could. Not knowing model airplanes, it was kind of tricky at sometimes. Some things I saw after I had already done it that I will probably change in the future. It is a very strong design. Once it's put together, that wing doesn't bend, it doesn't flex, nothing. It is stiff, and I can imagine if it was flying and hit the ground, it really wouldn't have much damage. And the whole wing will be covered with some kind of tissue paper or some kind of a membrane that will actually give it the flight properties, and the structure just really supports that membrane. I'll also add a link to some model airplane websites or YouTube channels where you can really see where the free flight competitions happen and what this is all about. It's really an industry, a hobby that I had no idea existed. The tip of the wing was pretty tricky. It had a lot of differences in thicknesses and smoothing that I had to do to make it taper both lengthwise and front to back. When I do parts, I will make them out of pine, and I'm not necessarily following the drawing, but I'll make them twice as thick, so I can then cut them in half, resaw them into 2 pieces, exactly the same. So that was the right hand wing side. Now we'll do the left hand really fast. Alright, so now we've got all the wings sections made. And there's a dihedral angle from the center section to the immediate right and left, and then to the tips right and left. So I had blocks that would match the angle that I could stand off the sides so I didn't have to measure the angle. And when I cut the wings and put the ribs in, I made them at the angle they needed to go. So gluing was flat to flat. So the first set of blocks was 1 7/8 from the table, and then the third set that I'm putting here for the tip was 5 inches. So it's 5 inches high from the bottom of the center section to the top of the tip. And there's the finished wing glued together. It's pretty good sized, and that's half scale. So when I do the full size, it's going to be a pretty big airplane. All that's left now is the rear wing and the fuselage. I've already made the fin, so keep watching and we'll see what happens. Thanks so much for watching and supporting the channel. Go check out Satellite City CA Glue, and they have some videos on their website and some really great product. Once you check them out, you'll stick with them just like I have.